Today we're chatting to Krog, who's one of the partners in audit and assurance, and he's also involved in clients and industries, which is also known as C&I. So it's quite a new service line, something we don't know too much about, so we're really excited to chat to you today. Thanks for making time for us.
Pleasure.
The first question we have is, what exactly is C&I? What does C&I do?
Okay, so clients and industries, because we don't want to call it an acronym like C&I. So
Okay.
clients and industries, the fundamental objective is that we have a strategy going forward over the next five years from Exco, and Luwazi Bum takes office in 3 days' time. So one of his key pillars of the 4 key strategic pillars is growth. We've understood and we've seen clients not grow, and the fundamental reasons why they don't grow is they task people that are looking after business of today with growth and adjacent initiatives in terms of business of tomorrow. So what we've tried to do here is they've asked Louis Gehring, myself and Konrad Alberts to sort of step out along with another number of dedicated people to say, okay, identify opportunities and adjacencies around how we as a firm can go from 3 billion to 5 billion in 5 years. So the mandate and what we call ourselves is that clients and industries is the high octane fuel that powers the engine of the growth engine of one Deloitte. So that's fundamentally what we are. We're really there. Our complete focus and our passion every morning is not about delivery today. It's about looking for eminence plays, bold plays, future clients, advisory, assurance, more service lines into one client, etc. So it's completely focused on growth and enabling and equipping our partners with tools to go and deliver against that growth initiative. So that's really fundamentally what clients and industries is about.
Sounds like it's quite an exciting thing to be involved in.
Well, it's exciting and it's new, so
Challenging,
that's always the fun part.
Okay, and then is there positions or are there roles that chartered accountants can actually fill in clients' industries? And what would you be doing?
So I think clients and industries now, so it's relatively new. Effectively, it only really starts on the 1st of June, so we're still in the development phase, pre-fees if you want to call it. But fundamentally, we go ahead with the budget on the 1st of June. 3 of the excos three of the guys on the team are already CAs, but there's engineers from the consulting side, there's risk advisory team people, there's tax team people. So it's fundamentally a one Deloitte initiative to grow, and we really want we have 5 silos within Deloitte, and that's how we see ourselves as audit, consulting, tax, corporate finance, risk advisory. Very difficult to get clients to understand us in that. We don't want them to see us in those silos. We obviously manage our way that way because we've done so for a long time, and it sort of puts people in different pockets because it's easier to run a business and drive delivery that way. But if we can get our clients to experience us not as audit and consulting, but more as manufacturing experts across all the industries, mining experts, oil and gas experts, infrastructure, public sector experts, consumer business experts, regardless of what pockets we sit in here, that's really what we really want to try and achieve. So in order to do that, we're trying to get people to think less about which business unit they sit in, but more what speciality they have and what subject matter expert they are and how they can provide service into the market. And through creating eminence in the marketplace, with eminence comes growth, and with growth comes our strategy in 5 years' time.
And how did you get to where you are now? Tough question.
I suppose it is a tough one because I've done a number of things. I mean, I've been here for 18 years. It's the only job I've ever had. So I've done the auditing, I've done the graduate recruiting, I've spent some time in team leadership roles. So why am I here? Passion, always pushing the boundaries, always looking for something new. I mean, you don't have to change an employer to find something new, especially at Deloitte. And we have not only 5 business units, but probably within each business unit 10 service lines. So you've got 50 places you can go. So you don't have to. So within Deloitte, as long as you keep challenging and pushing, there's always an opportunity to do something different. So how did I get to this role? I think just momentum, I suppose.
Okay, and what do you love about your job?
Flexibility, agility, change are the number of things. So family is important to me. So I've got my wife and my 2 kids. Sport is important to me, so I play multiple sports. Great thing is I play a lot of them with Deloitte people, which also helps. So you don't really have an 8 to 5 job here. It's not to say we don't work hard. I work till 2 o'clock in the morning because when I'm at the office I like to engage with people and I get energized by interacting with people. So it's constant change. We have 350, 400 people that join us every year, certainly on the audit side when we rotate and train people. Then we have 50 of them that stay as new managers every year, and then you've got managers that go into commerce and industries and become alumni, and then we stay in touch with them and we do business with them downstream. So it's constantly changing, and that's pretty much what I enjoy. It's about people. I get energized by people.
I can see you're passionate about what you do.
Thanks.
What characteristics do you think you need to be involved in clients and industries?
I think a passion, an absolute passion for the brand. I mean, you are the face of the brand, you're the face of the growth initiative. If I don't trust my brand, and we have a fantastic brand, I mean, it has been voted the #1 professional services firm globally. On the back of that, if we can't create eminence and we can't grow our footprint in South Africa, then I don't know who can. I mean, I don't know what the statistics are, but Alan will tell us the whole time. We have, over 300 to 500 qualified chartered accountants. We've got about 30 engineers, about 15 doctorates, about 20 actuaries. So fundamentally, if Deloitte can't solve your problem, I don't think anyone can. So what characteristics do you need? You need to be proud about the brand, but in order to be proud about the brand, I think you need to know about the brand. And when I said earlier, there's probably 50, 60, 70, 80 service lines. So it requires a commitment to go and spend time in those service lines. You can't really read about them because you don't get the full experience and suite of what they can offer. And then I think you need to be interesting. So if you're going to go into the market, people must want to talk to you. People must want to engage with you. Today we're fighting for bandwidth of people's attention with their current work objectives, their current stresses, the markets, the capital markets who are constantly pushing our clients for demands. You've got employees, trade unions, you've got social media, you've got email, you've got your direct boss, you've got every other consultant out there. So fundamentally, how do you get people to want to talk to you? You've got to be interesting. So I think those are probably the characteristics you need.
And the biggest challenge in your job that you have?
I think the biggest challenge is this is not a mind decision. So I think intellectually one can debate a whole number of things, and intellectually one can debate why it's tough, why we're not succeeding, why we are succeeding. But this is not about an intellectual debate, it's about an emotional debate. So I think the toughest challenge, we've got 3,800 people, it's to get everyone to align with the growth initiative, but emotionally connect with it, because then everything that you do becomes part of your DNA, not because you're getting recognition or not because someone else told you to or not because it's going to be measured every 6 months, but fundamentally because you want to. So I think getting people to move from head to heart, I think that's probably the biggest challenge.
Is there anything you really wish someone had told you when you were a trainee accountant that you only learned later in life?
Listen, I don't even understand auditing until I became a second-year manager. So I think if people try to ask me, and my biggest challenge to future trainees is before you get behind a PC, fundamentally anyone can take facts and figures and put them into a spreadsheet and come up with a conclusion. But that's not fundamentally what you're supposed to do during 3 years. You're supposed to build relationships, contacts, investigate businesses. No one else can walk off the street into a client and understand and have freedom to go from the CFO down to the guy packing in the storeroom and understanding the entire business process. No one can do that. But that's what we get allowed to do. We have a full mandate to do that. It's fantastic. And if we use and abuse that opportunity, which is, then you become someone who understands business processes. One day when you go and become an entrepreneur, do your own business, well, you open your own business because you've seen the full suite. So if you can build those networks, build your knowledge, you're not going to get that in a boardroom behind a PC. So if you need to put stuff on a PC, do it at home, do it later on in the afternoon. But when you're at the client, engage with the client, understand what their stresses and strains are, listen, and go and understand their process. I mean, it's the most amazing opportunity that you're ever going to get. And that's why we choose trainees, not just with technical skills, but those with interpersonal skills. because anyone can document today. To build a relationship and a network of people, and for people to trust you, to give you information. That's the tough part. Extracting is the tough part. Documenting is easy. And then just to understand the full story, so don't just get stuck in the detail around, is it debtors, is it creditors, is it sales. Understand how the whole picture fits together, so that when you go and engage with people, you have an understanding of the business before you engage. Then you'll get a lot more credibility and a lot more positive feedback, I think, from your clients. That's what probably would have done me some good.
Definitely. And then lastly, do you have any words of encouragement for the students who are sitting here involved in the VAC program today?
The only encouragement is I can say that you're on a journey towards probably the best foundation that you can build, and that's your education. Invest 7 years, some of you 8, some of you 9, but be persistent, be passionate, stick with it, because you will build this foundation that is this wide. On top of that foundation, once you've built that, you can do anything, because you've always got a safety net that you can come back to. So if you want to build a garage on the foundation, that's fine. If you want to build a mansion or a castle on that foundation in a future time, that's also fine. It's capable of doing it all. You don't have to utilize it all, but you've got a fantastic foundation for the rest of your career. But let's face it, you're all going to be 23, you're all going to live to 110. So you're only a quarter of the way through your life. So you've got to work hard, because you've got to save for your future. And this is a fantastic career. And certainly the profession, I've been in the profession for 18 years. It gives you flexibility, it gives you insight, and it gives you access to intelligent people and lots of thought leadership. So I think if you abuse Deloitte, and take advantage of everything it has to offer, and the CA profession at large, but it's tough. If it was easy, everyone would do it. So be resilient and be persistent.
Thanks so much, Grant. Just want to go on and abuse Deloitte now, but thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure and good luck.